showcase what it is, what the ability is of this portal. The only thing working currently is the projects. Eric will take you through that now. But the idea is, as you guys can see, we're going to have on the side here, we've got projects, which is going to go into turnkey and costing projects. That is just for the current purpose that we're building it for, is going to be to display information, live updates on what's going on with the projects. For the tenders, for now, what we have with the tenders is we have your tender boards. We just embedded in for now as well, so you guys, instead of having empty links, you guys can still see what's happening with tenders from anywhere. The idea eventually in the future is going to be so that Sorrel and Amka and them can sort of automate the process that they're doing now by creating their files and their directories to do the tenders and can monitor the progress of a tender from this portal. And then at the bottom here for admin, currently what we have is we put in all your intranet links that you currently have and that you currently use. We are eventually going to move all of them over to this portal so that everything is going to be, like I said, so we're going to have one central form of place of doing everything instead of having separate types of systems that you guys have to use.
Yes, so sorry, just to add to that. So we're currently around about in phase 2. I think we have 8 phases that we want to implement. So at the end of phase 2, which is the portal running and the project feedback actually working, at that stage we're going to roll it out so everybody can actually start using this. And that's why the admin will be set up so if you click on boardrooms, it actually goes to the boardrooms page which we're currently using. So you'll be able to see if the boardrooms are open. The same goes for vehicles, the same goes for all of the things as well with leave, etc.
Let's go back to the dashboard there. So basically, if you guys can see us scroll down for 5. So the idea is again similar. We're going to pull through the boardrooms on this dashboard. So you guys will be able to know what's going on in which boardrooms at that time. Similar for vehicles as well. You're going to be able to see where the vehicles are. And then we'll have someone managing the news feed for you guys so that you know what's happening in the company. If there's anyone's birthday, it's going to be on here. If there's any tech talks happening. So everyone has an overview of exactly what's going on, what time and when. Then with regards to the projects, like I stated, currently what we're putting through live, it's still just pulled from a template for showcasing purposes. But Eric, if you can just go on to the first one, and Eric, you can explain.
Yes, yeah. So what happened is we've been tracking our projects on Excel, which has been quite difficult, but it is currently working. So what we've done is we've built this system so that it pulls information from those Excel sheets. And that's why we're trying to standardize the way that we do cost estimates, we're trying to standardize the way that we're trying to do cost tracking, cash flows, all of these things. So if you go into the turnkey project section and you go into a specific project like the Fourscore or the pipeline construction project, you can see all the details around it. Now, we're building in almost like a traffic light system. The way that the traffic light system works is it tells you if the project is happy or sad. Is it working or isn't it? So on the front page, you can see almost like an average, so it'll be green, orange, or red. If it's red, then you're in park. Then it means that things aren't going the way it should. If it's green, it means everything is running smoothly, which it will never do. So these are the 5 measures from which our company, tracks how healthy a project is. It's gross profit, how much money are we actually making? It's project cash flow. Do we actually have cash in the bank? Project schedule, are you on time? Client attitude, do they like you or do they hate you? And then contract, is there any pending contractual issues? So we've actually quantified this. So meaning when the tender guys hand over a project from tender phase to project phase, we usually get a gross profit on that, which is, let's say for argument's sake, 25%. It's the project manager's work to try and increase that GP from 25 up to 30. So if you're 5% above what the tender weight was, then you will have a green status. If you're within 5% up or down, you will be orange, meaning that you're fine, it's not good, but you're fine. And then if it's red, it means you're below 5%, so we're actually making less money than what we thought. Now, project cash flow as well, we have project cash flow graphs, which will be projected. This isn't real information, we'll substitute it with real information soon. So the way that the cash flow works is it's effectively just money coming in and money going out, and you should always have more money in than out, obviously. And that way we can see if currently the project is cash positive. So client attitude is the project manager's personal opinion. Certain projects will be red, certain ones will be green, it all depends. And then contract we're really using so that the project manager can flag this and we can zoom in on a contractual basis. Contracts are difficult. There's a lot of different contracts that our company get involved into. So the reasoning behind this is that if there is a problem with the contract, the right person can go in and go fix it. So this is a means for us to get feedback. Now, not everybody in the company will be able to see all the information. Everybody will be able to see basic information on the project. And if you have involvement on the project, we'll obviously give you guys access to the project so you know what's going on. So this is really a feedback means from a project perspective.
And then just lastly, guys, like Eric stated, at the moment we are integrating with your guys' drive. So you guys are still going to be working from the drive, but I can't stress enough moving forward how important it is going to be to standardize your naming conventions, your file directories, because the moment you guys make mistakes with that, it's going to not pull through accurately to the system. So please, moving forward, whatever you guys are doing, just make sure everything is standardized because it's really, really important for this system to work flawlessly.
I think to assist with that as we go forward, projects, tenders, admin, if we can have directories to actually state which folders we need to use.
That's the SOPs. We'll get to that now. So phase 1 was portal, which runs. Phase 2 is then project reporting. Currently we have EPC built. Consultants will be next. So consultants gets measured a little bit differently than the EPC one. So we're still trying to figure out exactly how we're going to measure that. From there on comes the admin function. So it means that each one of the each one of these links will not be a link anymore. It will be a direct way to interact with the actual activities. So the boardrooms will live on this, the vehicles will live on this. So everything will be run directly from this. So that's the next step. And obviously when that's done, it means that everybody can actually use all the systems. After that is tenders. We have EPC tenders and consultants tenders as well. So their section is currently just showing them when they actually need to submit tenders, but that'll be customized for them as they need it, as they require it. From there on in, it's project registration. So our project registration process currently isn't very strong. We divide into small, medium, and large projects, which isn't actually worth quite a lot. How do you define a small project or a large project? So what we're planning to do is, we've actually built this already in Excel, but it needs to be incorporated into the system. So it's a basic risk assessment which will flag problems for you. So if you complete the 10 questions that it'll ask you, it'll tell you, okay, your problem is you need to build a cash flow, you need to build a basis of design to capture the engineering, and you need to build, for instance, a detailed cost estimate. So it's just a way for us to capture from an ISO perspective what our company needs to do in order to make sure that that project will be a success. So, and we're going to do the same for the tender process. There will be a tender registration process, which is going to be also a quick couple of questions, meaning anybody in the company can register that tender. And from those questions, it will tell you what you need to do in order to run that tender successfully. After that is the handover process from tenders into projects. If we do the tender registration process correctly, it means that it can get swung over to projects automatically, making it a lot easier, less admin, having to re-register everything. So that's a process we're going to look at to automate at a later stage. And then the last thing that we have now is a knowledge library with SOPs. So the knowledge library will tell anybody who's new in the company how to do everything. So it can vary from anything to, like Ivan said, to if you don't know how to do a hot tap, what is a hot tap project? Then you can type in search hot tap, and it'll give you procedures of how to do that. The same with simple things like how to register a project or how to name your folders on the Google Drive. So that will become standard practice. If you need something, you can just search inside the portal. It'll actually tell you what to do, assist you how to do it.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have any feedback, if you guys have any questions.
Yeah, so we're very open for comments. We're still in early design, so if there is anything that you guys think we need to add or look at, it'll be good if you guys can come talk to us. And yeah, I think this is going to be awesome. I think this is going to make everybody's lives a whole lot easier and reduce the amount of questions as well. Okay.
Prestige worldwide.
For the standard operating procedures and all the knowledge and everything you want to put in as a function, where is that going to come from? Who's going to work on that? Is it maybe something we should start working on in the meantime to get a library, to get a...
Yeah,
we've got a multitude of method statements, anything you can think of is already on the drive in the technical folder, but that's a mess.
Yeah.
Is that something we should maybe start working on so long?
I think it is something that we can start focusing on so long. I think as well we need to look from the simplest tasks to the most complicated. So for instance, I've already started looking at how our Google Drive actually works. Currently it's a shit show, to be honest. It's it's a bit everywhere, so anybody can create a folder any place. And we still want that freedom. Anybody should be able to create folders and store things where they need it. But there are simple things that we can do, for instance, like open a small space for every person to store their own private information on the Google Drive. Also, I mean, the projects and the tenders should be well structured. You should be searching project numbers with the project name, not Sassel to final. You know, you shouldn't be looking around inside those documents. So if it is a little bit more structured, it'll make it a lot easier to find. And as well, I don't know if you guys even know this, but we have 4 project folders on the drive. So we used to have another folder system, so all the old projects are on there. And we also have 2 tender folders on the drive, old tenders and new tenders. So for me, it's easy because I remember back in 2016 we did that tender, so I can go find the information there. But anybody who's new won't know that, and we should change that. We should make it accessible for everybody to get what information they need. As well, there's projects that's double booked. I think there's 8 4 project folders. And I mean, I know which one to click on, and I still click on the wrong one because they're not named the right way. So it's things like that that will start clearing up with SOPs.
So in terms of missing information, how we can protect ourselves from people deleting?
Yeah, so the way it's, so this is still just spitballing, we're working on the plans, but for instance, if the project manager creates a folder that only he has read-write permissions on that specific folder, and admin, for instance. So that way, there's something that happened, for instance, a while back is someone would accidentally copy the entire drive and paste it, meaning everybody who has the Google Drive, I won't name names, but everybody's PCs actually started uploading like a terabyte's worth of information, trying to copy all the data and put it back. So we need to stop things like that from happening. So if you make the first section of the Google Drive a little bit more rigid, it means that nobody will be able to mess around with the big files, the bulk of the information. And then you'll have all the freedom that you need within the projects. You need to make 100 folders, go make 100 folders, but at least it will be contained inside your project where you're working. Otherwise, it's everywhere.
So what we're doing with the tenders is we've identified a few people who should possibly have access to all the tenders all the time. Then as we assign certain people to look at deliverables within the folders, we give them access.
But there's a problem with that as well. The way that our Google Drive is currently set up is either you have all the access or you have no access.
Yeah.
So what happens is everybody should be able to see everything. If I am looking for a cost estimate for CMG, I need to be able to go find that. And we need to be transparent about that. So I know it's what you guys put in place currently, which is working, but it just means that a lot of us can't get access to it as well. So I understand why you guys did it, because it's a problem. Our whole Tetra 4 feed was deleted, for instance. We can't find it. It's
Yeah,
gone.
a few folders in the tender folder has also been deleted. So
Yeah, so it is, we know it's a problem and we need to fix it before it happens mid-project. And it is currently an issue on Tetra 4. There's a lot of good engineering that we did that's gone. So obviously we need to protect those files. So, yes,
The last thing, it's quite important that we have to start looking at is document control.
yeah.
Document control is currently done on an informal basis where we share a folder with the clients. Lots of times we give them read, write, get all access that we need
Yeah.
to that folder so they can go and basically edit our stuff in. So definitely some type of
See, now also,
database that
I also don't know if a Google Drive shared folder is the answer, because I've had an issue before where our clients in Africa don't use Google Drive. So if you don't have a Gmail account, you can't actually log into that folder. There's stuff like Dropbox, or I mean, there's a whole.
yeah, but even
Lot of
that, it's
different
not a
options.
document control.
No, I know. But what I mean is, sharing a folder on our drive is a problem. It is something that we need to look at.
So just for interest, like, so there's no formal backup being done on the Google Drive?
So the Google Drive it actually has a very strong backup. So it's almost like a time machine the way it works. So every time that you type in anything, it actually saves it on itself, and you can go back in time and go find the document. But it gets erased after time. So if somebody deleted a folder that we're not currently using, like the feed, which we were completed with, and we don't see it within, let's say, 3 months, I'm not sure what the period is, then the time machine is gone. We can't go back in time. So it's actually a good function that all of you should learn how to use. Is if you screw up your document, if Word starts to do its Microsoft things and break, then you can actually go back, up to a time when you knew things were right. So you'll be surprised how many times it gets saved on top of each other.
But isn't it something to consider then to have an external backup system?
There is
So like-
also there is an external
Okay,
backup
but isn't
system
it
as well.
okay? The
Say again?
data feed wouldn't be saved.
Smaller.
Yeah, the other thing is we can't continuously back up everything that gets changed. So backup gets overwritten over itself as well, or else the backup just becomes insanely big. So it is something that happens. It is a risk. So if we lock the folders, then that can't happen.
Have you considered switching from Google to something else?
We've looked at it a couple of years ago, but it's too late now. We're too deep in.
So
To
for
switch
so
over
we need
now.
a official document control database, and then we've got all our working documents.
Yeah, so we've actually built like a standard project folder setup, which tells you, okay, project management needs to be in there, you need engineering in there, you need stock control, you need contract management. So it's actually quite easy to do that. We just need to roll it out. That's the only thing. And then from there on, the engineers work inside the engineering folder. It's that simple.
I'm talking about the database, the metadata. And dates that's issued and record that's been simplified. It's different.
Yeah, also. We can do that. I mean, it's not a bad idea if you finish a project, for instance, to say, well, can't capture this project in its current state. I don't think that's a bad idea. Something that we should just also, and this is one of the reasons why it's good to move from Google Drive, is our drawing department's software is actually linked into that folder structure. So if you actually just rename the folder that they're in, that link gets broken, and they can't usually see. They'll just see, oh, okay, well, this entire bucky that I designed is missing, and then they need to go find where it was moved to. So it is actually a tricky thing to change our Google Drive currently. We know we're going to need to spend a lot of time with the drafting department to fix that. I think as well, the drafting department should have a dedicated folder within engineering.
Most
You
of the
guys
time
use.
that's what they answer.
But that's also, it's not necessarily a good thing. But as well, you can do it like that because the drawings are massive, so it doesn't need to get synced up to all the projects. So we need to understand if we time capture that project, do we capture its drawings as well in its native format? Because I would rather have natives than PDFs post-backs, and that's also something we need to look into.
Hy vriend het uit maar dit is 'n hele backup vir hom.
The ball is just the back of
Is op die NAS.
Okay.
And what happens every time you upload a new file, it will keep that file and the previous file.
What's the
It will only add
size?
a new one.
What's the size of the backup?
Currently, the whole folder is 1.5 terabytes. And growing every day. Sharon.
Cool. Any questions? Everybody happy? Cool. Thank you guys.
Thank you.